It's a smash hit in Europe, but would you spend more than $50,000 on this? Allow me to introduce you to the all-new Fiat 500e, the Italian brand's first electric car to come to Australia. It's undeniably adorable, but is there more to this city EV than meets the eye? Let's dive in and find out, but before we do, don't forget to subscribe to the Car Sales YouTube channel so you don't miss out when we drive more quirky cars like this. On sale now in just one trim grade, the Fiat 500e La Prima is priced from $52,500 before on-road costs. But this cheeky little EV is stylish and loaded with equipment, and that goes some way in justifying its premium pricing. Standard equipment includes LED headlights, diamond-cut 17-inch alloy wheels, a panoramic glass roof, and more we'll get to later. The 500e is powered by an 87 kilowatt electric motor mounted to the front wheels, and that's enough to propel it from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in around 9 seconds. That means it's not particularly fast, at least by EV standards, and it won't get you heaps of miles either. Fiat says you'll get around 311 kilometers of driving range from its 42 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery, which is pretty small. But while that's more than the outgoing Mini Cooper electric, it's less than just about every other EV on the market. When it comes time to charge, the 500e is good for DC charging up to 85 kilowatts, which will take around 35 minutes to go from 0 to 80% charge. If you're using a regular 3-pin power point at home, it'll take more than 20 hours. Fiat has made use of eco-friendly materials around the cabin, which do feel a little bit more scratchy in a lot of places than they do plush. But at least all the major touch points are finished in a softer material. This is an imitation leather, which feels like imitation leather. I do really like the layout of the cabin though, and it's pretty easy for people of most sizes to find a comfortable driving position. I like that there's physical buttons for the climate control, and they've made good use of the space here. You've got a cup holder down here and then an extra cup holder that pops out down here. I also really like this Fiat detailing on the seats, and although both the front seats are only manually adjustable, at least they're heated. If you're thinking of carting around 4 adults on the regular, I reckon think again, because this is a space that's probably left for kids or at least small adults for shorter trips. It's really cramped back here, and you can tell that this is a light-sized city car through and through. There's not a lot of legroom, and headspace is really cramped, and I'm not really that tall. I'm only like 166 centimeters. So yeah, it's pretty small. As you might expect, the boot is tiny at just 185 litres. And look at this really cute little parcel shelf. Anyway, enough of all that. I reckon it's time we go for a drive. Well, despite the fact that this is quite a chubby little EV weighing in at around 1.3 tonne, it's actually really zippy. If you put your foot down from a set of lights, it takes off pretty quick, and even now we're already doing 50 Ks, but put your foot down and it's pretty quick. You do get a little bit of road noise inside the cabin, but it's not that bad at all. One thing I will say though is this thing is really easy to drive. Because it's so small, it's easy to place on road. The steering is really light, and I'm actually really surprised at how nice this thing rides. It's on the firmer side, so it feels quite firmly damped, but it also doesn't crash over potholes or speed bumps. It actually feels really well calibrated to the bumpier roads that we've been on today. As for driving range, well, I reckon this is probably on par or pretty close to Fiat's claim of 311 kilometers on a full tank. If you want something more potent, wait a few more months for the racier Abarth 500e. But we think most people will find this little Fiat's performance punchy enough. It's easy to see why the Fiat 500e is so popular in Europe. It's charming, well-equipped, enjoyable to drive, and brings a driving range that'll be enough for most city and suburban dwellers. But despite the background, we're not in Europe, and here in Australia, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But if you have access to a fast charger and you love the look of this thing, we reckon it's definitely worth taking for a test drive. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video or give it a thumbs down if you didn't. Either way, let me know in the comment section why you would or wouldn't buy one of these cute electric Fiat 500s. See you next time.